Hello everybody and welcome to another edition of the greatest talk show in the world. It's the, wait for it, Big Time Talk Show! Gene, cut the music, cut it. Ladies and gentlemen, it is great to be back here live for another superfluous, extravaganza edition of the Big Time Talk Show. And I'm your host, the one and only man like bologna and ham, wait for it, the man with the beard that brings that big time fear. The man with the stash that talks that big time trash. The trash talking ankle breaking leader of hashtag Team Big Time. Big time Mike. And ladies and gentlemen, I am so happy, so excited, so super freaking pumped because 18 days from today is hashtag Best in the Yard, and I am so pumped, I'm so excited, because that's when Team Big Time and the Big Time Express roll on in to North Kakalaki, knock on Overrated Enterprises, walk up them stairs, bust down that door, break their ankles, and talk trash while we do it. We drop an elbow, throw a suplex, lock in the BTA, and say once again, ladies and gentlemen, it's Big Time, baby! Yes, people, Team DH&HD versus Team Big Time finally comes to a close at Best in the Yard. This rivalry between me and Drew Hood will finally end after I break his ankle, his face, his nose, and everything he's got, his spirit and his heart at Best in the Yard, and talk some trash while I do it. But we're going to skip over that right now, ladies and gentlemen, because I got a couple of announcements for you. For all you big timers, you saw my new Big Time Mike t-shirt. I don't have it with me right now. It's up there in the closet waiting. Because it won't go on again until Best in the Yard. It won't go on again. But you can order your own Big Time Mike t-shirt by emailing me at my email address or DMing me on Twitter if you want one. Because I know some of you guys don't have jobs, but if you want one, I will make one especially for you and send it to you in the mail, signed, sealed, and delivered, and it will be to your house by at least 2 to 3 business days, if you want one. If you don't want one, that's fine. If you want to just live vicariously through Big Time Mike and his Big Time t-shirt, that's fine. Also, ladies and gentlemen, just a reminder, KBW, the final season, is uploading. We are uploading it. We are done with it. It's going up. There will be a conclusion. There will be a resolution. KBW will be finished after these uploads. However, I'm here to tell you that it is going up. It's going up. I can't tell you when because we got to get all our little scenarios worked out. I've got to head to North Carolina, get my biznatch done up there, come back down and finish it out. But KBW, the final season will be uploaded. It may not be but a few episodes, but I'm telling you, there will be a KBW World Champion and there will be a winner. So, on from that, I'm here today because it's the Big Time Talk Show, the greatest talk show in the world today. I'm here today so we can kind of, pregame for Best in the Yard and other things that are going on. Now, going on in the community, we got APW is finally up and running. They are pumping out some great stuff. They've got the APW, the World Title Tournament, that's going to end at Fright Night. The winner is going to be between Corey Graves and Javardigas. The winner is the new APW champ. I like what they're doing in APW. I really like Corey Graves. I really like Shavarticus. I really like Just Doug and all the guys there at APW. They really work hard. They really put on some great matches, great shows. They really are some great guys. I don't know how I feel about Anarchy. He's a great competitor, but I think he really needs to get his priorities in order. MX Mystery as well. Just Doug, a great competitor. Corey Graves, Thomas Gray, all the above. All the guys are great competitors. Shavarticus, being a new guy, he can really go in the ring. He's really got this cockiness attitude about him. He really needs to watch that because it all comes back to you guys because you guys are the life, the blood, the veins, the heart, everything that makes this big thing known as pro wrestling, BYW, go. So, also got VTW pumping out some great stuff. You saw Drew Hood, the sorry piece of trash, Drusif, or Mr. Potato Heads, I like to call him. He finally won the YouTube championship. Bravo, Drew Hood. You finally won something for the first time in your life. Did your mama bake you a cake? Did Mrs. Hood massage those nasty feet of yours? Did you finally go drink you some water? Did you finally go to the gym, Drew Hood? Did someone finally appreciate you? Did someone finally love you, Drew Hood? I hope they did. Did they buy you a piñata? Because if they did, that's great. So maybe you ate some candy and gained a few more pounds, like you needed them anyway. Moving on. As you know, Best in the Yard coming up. As you know, Dead Man's Hand just happened for UWE. Saw a little dissension from Cameron Jackson. He's going on his own way. He's doing his own thing. You know, Cam's a friend of mine on and off screen. I really like the guy. And, you know, I really have a lot of respect for him. I think he doesn't get as much credit as he deserves because he really puts in work. But, you know, he's struggling with his own things. He's got his own feelings about, you know, you guys and whatnot. And to a degree, I can see where he's coming from. But at the same time, you guys are the lifeblood and the veins. And I can't really put myself in this situation because I've never been there before. I've wrestled a total of maybe 3 matches televised in KBW. I won one of those matches. I don't have a very extensive wrestling career. However, I am not a professional wrestler. I am a sports entertainer, the greatest sports entertainer to ever enter an arena. So, what I do is I talk that trash, I drop elbows, I throw suplexes, I lock in the BTA and say, "It's big time, baby!" That's all I do. Cameron Jackson is an athlete, a superfluous, self-tuned athlete, I should say. He's got it down to a pat, to a rhythm, to the key. So, Cam Jackson's working his stuff out. That's fine. All the support from Team Big Time and the Big Time Express. All that. We got all the love to Cameron Jackson. Dead Man's Hand. Dirty's got fired. Hate to see that happen because the Dirty Boys, Dirty Chico and Dirty Dave, which Dave wasn't there because he couldn't compete. But DeChico, great competitor. I hope he really, I hope he gets another job somewhere. I know he works somewhere else, but I really hope he can continue to do what he loves to do. Because I know what it's like to not have somewhere, an outlet to put your stuff. For the past year, and I really would like to applaud you guys because you guys have really helped Team Big Time rise to where it's at today because, after KBW really kind of was parted ways, I didn't have anywhere to go. So all I could do was stand in front of this camera and talk my trash for you people. And you guys really gravitated towards me because I hope that I do for you what you guys do for me because you guys are the lifeblood, the heart, the veins that keep my muscles going. You are it. You're what keeps me going. You are Team Big Time. You're the big timers out there. You help drive the Big Time Express. Because without you guys, I have nothing. Without you guys, there is no Big Time Mike. Without you guys, there is no hashtag Team Big Time. There is no Big Time Talk Show. Without you guys, I'm nothing. And I had to learn that the hard way because when I started in KBW, it is what it is. I wasn't given opportunities that I thought I deserved, and so I did talk shows. And I kind of belittled you guys, but you know what? I think you guys forgave me because I got a lot of fans out there, and I want to give you each and every one of you guys hands, pat on the back, whatever you need. I'm not going to blow you a kiss because I don't roll that way. It is what it is. I'm sorry. I just don't blow people kisses. But guys, it's all about you. It's all for you guys. Everything I do is for you guys. It's not for my self-worth or a title or whatever. It's for you guys. Because you guys are the ones that keep this train going, known as the Big Time Express. You are the guys that keep this man pumping, and talking that trash. And I love you guys for it, and I hope you guys love me the same, because you guys help me from day to day compete and continue to stay at the top where I think I belong, or where you guys think I belong. On to bigger and better news, we're going to go a few questions today on the Big Time Talk Show. Then there will be obviously the Big Time Loser of the Day award. I haven't done a Big Time Talk Show. I've been trying to get across the point to Drew Hood that come best in the yard. It may be a brawl, maybe a fight, but Brother Big Time can scrap. I don't know about Drew Hood, but I grew up and everything I had to fight for. I had to scrap for. I didn't get everything I wanted. I say that in an earlier video. You guys can go watch on the Big Time Mike YouTube channel, which I know you're all subscribed to. But if you're not subscribed to the Big Time Mike YouTube channel, I encourage you to press that subscribe button right there, and you will be a part of Team Big Time and the Big Time Express. You'll be the first to know and the last to leave. Yes, people, you'll be ones behind me saying with all your might that it's Big Time, baby! You will be it. You will be part of the following if you press that subscribe button right there on your screen. Now, we got a few questions today sent to the email. Like I've said time and time again, if you want your questions on the Big Tom Talk Show, all you gotta do is direct message me on Twitter or you email me. My email is found at the bottom of the page in the info, not in the comments. Right before you get to the comments, it's right there. There's a description of the video. Then there's follow me at KBW_Big Time in all caps, no lowercase. Then it's email at blah blah blah. You feel me? All right. So I'm only going to go with a couple questions today because I didn't get a lot, because I know there's a lot going on with Best in the Yard and APW. Everybody's out of school, I hope, because I know school can be a sorry piece of trash. Okay? Okay. We go on here to our emails. Our first question is from Jesse. Jesse is from Indiana. Jesse asks, Big Time, with your upcoming matchup against Drew Hood being a quote-unquote brawl-esque type match, what do you plan on doing to defeat Drew Hood? How do you plan on picking him apart and finally locking in that BTA and saying yada yada? Well, Jesse, you see, I've said it before and I'll say it again. I'm going to ride up there to North Kakalaki in the Big Tom Express. We're going to knock on Overrated Enterprises door, bust it down, take the stairs to the top of that building, knock on door, I don't care, bust it down, break ankles, and talk trash while we do it. I'm going to drop an elbow, throw a suplex, lock in the BTA, and say, it's Big Time, baby! I'm going to hit him with everything that's not nailed down. I'm going to bust him, I'm going to gut him, I'm going to beat him down worse than he's ever been beat his entire life. Jesse, I'm going to take Drew Hood and make a man out of that sorry son of a bitch. I'm going to make Mr. Potato Head cry. I'm going to make French fries out of that son of a biatch. After I get done with Drew Hood at Best in the Yard, the only thing he's going to have left is this. I bought him at Dollar General so he'll be able to take his medication to help control the pain levels I'm going to obtain to him. I'm going to break his ankle and talk trash while I do it. I'm going to break his spirit, his nose, his eye, his ear, and every bit of teeth he's got in his mouth. After I'm done with Drew Hood, they will be feeding him through a straw. His mama will be washing his buttocks, and his girlfriend will be washing his feet. Because after I'm done with Drew Hood, he's going to be hanging up in a hospital bed somewhere up there in North Kakalaki with some two-eyed nurse looking at him with 3 teeth, waiting to give him one smackaroonie right on his lips. Yes, Drew Hood, after I'm done with you at Best in the Yard, there won't be any more DH and HD. There won't be any more Overrated Championship. The only thing that will be left is Drew Hood and the shell of a man that he once was. Now, next question. If that didn't answer your question, then I guess you don't really have any common sense. But hope and answer your question, Jesse. Shout out to Jesse in Indiana. Go give Jesse a follow on Twitter because he didn't leave a Twitter handle. But if you search Jesse from Indiana, I'm sure at least a dozen will pop up. So, let's see. This next one is from Corey Ledesma. I don't know who that is, but he sent me an email to the Big Time Talk Show, and he wants a question to be answered on the Big Time Talk Show. So Corey asks, Big Time, after you defeat Drew Hood at Best in the Yard, how do you plan to finish your career? Excellent question, Corey. However, I don't plan on my career being finished after Best in the Yard. There's still a few things I have left to do in this backyard wrestling community. I'm not a champion. I've never been a champ. So obviously my next goal after I defeat Drew Hood at hashtag Best in the Yard is, well, I can't let you guys know that because the only thing I'm focused on right now is ending Drew Hood, breaking his ankle, and talking trash while I do it. So Corey, you'll have to get back with me at a later date on that question. So shout out to Corey on Twitter. I'll send him a shout out on Twitter. I'll DM him. I'll email him back. It doesn't matter because Corey didn't leave a Twitter handle. Which, guys, if you want me to give you a shout out, leave your Twitter handle. I'll give you a shout out. So, anyway, enough of the questions today. Now back to Best in the Yard and Drew Hood. Drusif, Mr. Potato Head, you sorry piece of trash. There once was a time when you could kind of relate to where I'm at, Drew. You could relate to having these fans back behind you, backing you every second of every day. You could relate to that. But you know what you did, Drew Hood? Your selfishness, and let's face it, your bitchiness got a hold of you and got the best of you. Drew, I admire you. I admire you for sticking with this thing for as long as you have. However, I don't admire a sorry piece of trash such as yourself that really belittles fans the way you do. Drew, without fans, you have nobody. All you have, Drew Hood, is Moxley. Moxley is also a sorry piece of trash. Moxley is one of those people. What'd you call them? Bandwagon ankle biters? That's what Moxley is. Moxley is a bandwagoner and an ankle biter. Drew Hood, if you weren't receiving the success that you were receiving just because you're in the same boat as Big Time Mike, just because you're on the same card as Big Time Mike, Moxley wouldn't even be on your ass. Moxley would still be kissing Cameron Jackson's ass, if you want to get straight down to it. Drew Hood, you can try and match me all you want. You can try and cut promo after promo after promo. You can cut your little HD videos all you want, but Drew Hood, the one thing I'm going to keep doing, just like I've always done, is talking that trash. You knock me down, I pick myself back up, I dust it off, and I talk that trash. That's one thing my mama said. She said, son, if you get your ass kicked, you keep talking that trash, because you know what? No one can ever shut you up, and no one will ever shut me up after I beat you at Best in the Yard. Drew Hood, after Best in the Yard, like I told you before, you're going to need this thing right here to take your medicine, a straw to eat your meals, you're going to need your mama to wash your butt, and your girlfriend to wash your feet, because after Best in the Yard, Drew Hood, you will be a shell of a man of what you once were. You will be, like I've said time and time again, a Mr. Potato Head piece of trash. You can take your Mr. Potato Head championship, your overrated title, whatever you call it. You can take it, you can wash it, you can even sleep with it. But Drew Hood, after I'm done with you, that's not going to matter a hill of beans, son. You can take that YouTube championship you won at VTW, and you can hold it, and you can cherish it, you can rock it, you can feed it, you can even wipe its ass. But Drew Hood, it's not going to matter a hill of beans after Best in the Yard, because this ain't about titles. This ain't about who's better than who, Drew Hood. This is about Big Time Mike shutting up, Drew Hood. This is about Big Time Mike claiming once again why he is Big Time. This is once again Big Time Mike proving that even though he hasn't had a match in over a year, 1 year, 365 days plus, that he is still better than you, Drew Hood. This is Big Time Mike versus Drew Hood. This is Team Big Time versus Team DH and HD. This is my way versus your way. This is the ankle breaker versus the face puncher. This is the trash talker versus the overrated one. Drew Hood, hold on tight, because Big Time Mike and the Big Time Express are coming for you June 13th, 2015. So, Drew Hood, I have to ask you one more question. What are you going to do, Drew Hood? What are you going to do after all is said and done, after the smoke clears and there's nothing left? After Big Time Mike's gone back his separate way to Mobile, Alabama from North Carolina, after you're still stuck in North Kakalaki with a tube trying to feed you all your meals 365 3 times a day. Hell, it looks like you've been eating 5 times a day. But once you have that tube stuck in you and your mama's watching your ass and your girlfriend's watching your feet, what's going to be left for Drew Hood? I know, nothing, Drew. You're going to be nothing. You're going to be sitting in that bed watching Big Time Mike still run that mouth, talking that trash. And you're going to be sitting there wondering, why did I make the decisions that I made to put me where I'm at today? Drew Hood, your biggest mistake was turning your back on those fans. Yeah, fan era might be a joke now, but Drew, to these fans, it's not a joke. You turned your back on each and every one of them. So, Drew, I want you to remember that every time they say, all right, Drew, roll over, time for your bath, I want you to remember what Big Time Mike said to you. I want you to remember each and every fan out there you turned your back on. I want you to remember when Big Time Mike's standing over you with sweat rolling down his face, his hand held high, you lying on the mat with a broken ankle, broken teeth, black eye, tears in your eyes, and blood on your face and blood in your mouth. I want you to remember what I said to you and what I will continue to say, that Drew Hood, it doesn't matter what day it is, what time, or what's on the line, I will deliver. And Drew Hood, just remember that it's always wait for it, big time, baby! And like I've said before, boom, biatch!